So, the first phase is the wake up call. And this is the initiation or the beginning of the birth pains, like being shaken awake. You can't ignore it. You notice that something is happening or something is different. And this is the first point from which we have to choose what we're going to do now. Lean into this unknown and this new, or turn back to what we know and what we've always done. In this moment, the ego is seen for what it is, and so it starts to lose its hold on your attention as a new awareness of something bigger and beyond current life is felt and experienced on a whole new level. Now, how does this initiation happen? Usually as a part of something dramatic or chaotic, because it arrives out of like a restriction phase. It could be something big, like an accident or an unexpected incident, or it could be from nothing in particular, except from frustration over a repetitive cycle that you feel stuck in or annoyed by. Think of it like being inside the womb and feeling cramped in this restricted space that you're outgrowing, and you know it's time to move on. It can be completely random, or it can be sought out. Either way, this phase is when you start seeing the world and yourself in new light, in real light, in truth, essentially meaning that you recognize the ego part of yourself as a deceiver or false image of yourself, and you start to wonder who you really are. The decision you make here is to turn your attention on your mind, on your behavior, and on the results that you're getting. To consider that nothing that happens within your own life arises from outside of you, that you are ultimately in charge and responsible for your experiences, and that you have a choice. This is the beginning of the opening of the heart to the truth of wisdom that you have obtained throughout your lifetime. This is not about avoiding any aspect of ourselves. Instead, it becomes about inclusion, and so begins to drop the seriousness that we've had for ourselves and for our life, so that we can move forward with more light and humor. And this leads ultimately to seeking out how to thread the needle with the golden thread of truth, which is done through love and humbly accepting personal responsibility. And this golden thread means that in the great tapestry of life, in all that you see, think, feel, and experience, there exists only one golden thread of truth. Spiritual awakening is the unraveling of that single thread that allows everything else, all the rest of the illusion that has been built by the ego, to fall away. And that frees us from the labyrinth of chaos that we have constructed for ourselves within our own minds. And when we find peace, joy, and ultimately this divine love for ourselves and for our life, that's when we know that we're moving forward along this process.